Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I haven't been posting very much on here of late, but I'm hoping to remedy that now and in the future. At least one video a week, hopefully more than one. Anyway, what I wanted to do is show you my latest journal. Hardback book, and I have used digitals from the paper Cameo, one of which is her most recent one, which is called Cameo and Lace. And I hope I've done that title justice. Hardback book. I have used a couple of other digitals from the paper Cameo, but I will put that in the description box below. Okay, so what I've done here is I've added a frame to an existing book which had some lovely embossing on it, and I have embossed some gold embossing powder around the edges and around the Cameo itself. This is a part of an old vintage flower which was rescued from a hat. There are some bits on the back too. They go in like that. Okay, so inside we have this is one of the digitals from paper Cameo, and I used one of my own frames to put this card within. I think that's so pretty. The kit is quite neutral. There are bits of pinks which I have added throughout. Okay, so I made a pocket here and put in an old check, which is French. I bought in France this year, dated 1923. I've added an old photograph here, more from the kit. Lots of writing space. This is, I've made a double tag from the tags in the kit. I've just literally just joined them together. Added a little bit of beautiful old lace, piece of ledger. This is a French envelope dated 1909. Sadly, it didn't have a letter in it, so I've made it into a pocket. And I got this idea here just by wrapping it in a little bit of gold thread and put a tiny marquisite piece of bling on it. And I got that idea from Heather at Ruby and Pearl, which I thought was just absolutely stunning, which most of her makes are. So thank you, Heather. Then I cut out a frame from the kit and I put in an old photograph. And this actually is an old photograph. I think it's about a 1950s wedding. And this is my husband's Aunt Joyce. On this side, I've just added a little snippet piece with some odd pieces of paper in there for just jotting down notes. This I was going to fussy cut out, but I decided to make it into a pocket and just added a piece of old insurance, Pearl Assurance document. It originally came from this document, which I can't remember the date of it, but I think it's late 1800s. The old book page. An original French postcard. And a calling card with fragile written on it. This is one of my own digitals here. When I say my own, from my collection. My husband designed that for me, and that's a sketch of a place in Bath, my hometown. Another copy of an old photograph, and I've used part of the kit just as a belly band, and there is a glassine bag behind it. I just love the sound of a glassine bag. That little bit there, you may find this interesting. I hate to throw anything away, and that is the scrim and the paper from the original inside of the spine of this book. Lace edging. Double pocket here. That's from the kit. Some French bits. Not that. From the kit. And I've just added a little bit of tulle on it. And this says, little girls with dreams become women with vision, which is one of my favourite sayings. Journaling. I've just noticed my two fingernails. I was trying out a new new nail polish colour this morning. Forgot to take it off. This I just added because I just think it's a lovely picture, and it's of Edith Holden. You know the Edith Holden of Diary of an Edwardian Lady and Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady, and I just took this from the cover of the book, so it's an original cover piece, obviously with her name on it. I just thought it would make a nice tuck spot, and I just think it's lovely wistful picture, and you can see that her gown, her dress here, has got a silk sash and it's velvet, and I just love the picture. Again, I've tucked that behind a glassine bag. Actually, I think it was inside, yeah. Actually, this envelope is from the kit as well, and it is an envelope that I gave to Nicola, who designed this kit. So I'm so glad she actually used this envelope, because I know she particularly liked that embossed looking stamp there. It says one thing at a time. Another pocket. This is an actual letter. That refers to Joyce, who was the lady in the photograph here. That's a letter from her husband, Uncle Cyril. It's an old French invoice, original one. Can't remember the date, March 1921. Again, this is one of my favourite sayings. He was the only one who could stop the sky from falling. Lovely picture. From an old book, 18 something if I remember rightly. Is that you moaning, Ruby? I don't know whether you're aware of this, but Ruby is, well, you're not aware of it, but Ruby is sat behind me. I don't know whether I can show you. No, I can't. Sorry. I'll show you Ruby in my next video. There's a piece of embossed paper that I put on there, but it's got the oval in it, so it could easily be cut out, and you could use that as a mount for putting a photograph behind it. More pages from the kit. That's one of my digital images. I say mine, it's my husband designs. I'm not clever like that, sadly. That's from an old embroidery book. from the kit, and that's from a different kit, but I will list it, as is this. And I've just added a beautiful piece of lace which I've cliqued onto there and added one of the cameos. The Edith Holden page. I just put it in because it says October, and this is the month that I'm doing it, October. This was a great big image of a fan which I just folded up and stuck on him as a pocket with a tag behind it. That's coffee stained paper. Very often it's tea, but that one is particularly grungy, and it's coffee. Here I just made a little, if I can get that off, can I? Yes. Just made a little booklet from a few scraps of paper. Just somewhere to jot down some notes, because it is a journal after all. Put a little cameo on there, and that just holds that down. Pop that back on, otherwise I shall forget. This is a part of an old handkerchief, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit foxed on the edges there, but I think that only enhances it. Another little journal booklet. But obviously there's a pocket in here as well. Old French book page. And a letter dated 1990. Just a little collage bit here. It's not a tuck spot or anything, I just thought it was pretty, and it says, "How wonderful life is with you in the world." You'll probably get to know that I do love my quotes, sayings and affirmations. That's original from a receipt book. Frome is in Somerset, and Frome is only about half an hour's drive from where I live, and that was just one of the pages from a receipt book. And that's the follow-on page from the receipt book. And I just put a tiny little transfer on there. That's a nice one too. Keep your hopes in a very safe place where your doubts can't find them. So loads and loads of journaling space here. Pages for you to embellish yourself. What was left over from the kit I will be adding just in a little packet that goes with this journal for the recipient, the buyer, to use as they wish. More papers, little pocket there, nothing in it at the moment. Dictionary pages, French dictionary pages. A card with an aperture in it that you can add your own photograph. Came from the school exercise book. It's quite an old one. So the first part of the journal is richly decorated. The second half, not quite so, and that was intentionally so that you could do your own thing. So a couple of tuck spots there. So these little bits in the back here, these are just part of the kit that was left over, which I didn't manage to use. Hang on, let me just show you. So a lot of this kit will be added as part of this journal. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This is a veil, net veil, veiling, which came with this millinery flower from an old hat. I think it was sort of 1930s, 40s, but it was a bit moth-eaten and falling apart. So that's why I decided to add it to this journal. You can't see the sewing of the spine because what I did was the 3 signatures that are in it are sewn into a hidden spine and attached to the inside spine of the book, so that the sewing, which I normally quite like to see, but in this case, because it had such nice embossing here, I wanted to leave it clear. So that's it. There's about, I think, 80 odd pages in this book. If you like it, it is for sale. If there's any questions about any of the images inside, then just please ask. And thank you for joining me. Bye.